I don't think you've spent very much time with this car.
I haven't.
I've obviously now done a couple of thousand miles with it.
I think your dad's actually spent more time than even you have.
Time-wise, but not mileage-wise. We're going to come to that in a moment. First up, there's something we need to change on the SLS.
Yeah, a slight whoops, and that means this out, this down, that out. A whole procedure.
It's going to make sense in a moment, because there's something about it that is really small, but a complete nightmare. So I have in one of my pockets some keys. It seems to be the way we start these videos, with keys, but not keys for the car that we're about to actually film with.
Exactly, and I love the labelling. Have we shown this before? Probably a long time ago.
The technical solution to figuring out.
Blue sticker, yellow sticker. Simple.
It works. We need to unplug
cold starts, yeah, and C-Tech actually.
Unplug the C-Tech so that we can get some cold starts, pull this forwards, and then pull the SLS down. If we're just doing it locally, we can leave that on the front, otherwise I would unplug it from underneath the bonnet. Throw this cable back there, out the way when the lift goes down, and then
are you ready?
Yeah, fire it up. He would do a loud start. Get that out of the way, and then get that down. Out it goes. Thank you, Brad. One problem. He's probably got the music on in the car or something. One problem. There are a lot of cars around, and we're literally going to have to do this in the middle of the garage because we need to jack up the car to actually get underneath it. Have you figured that we don't have much space right now?
Yes.
Normally the SLS would come over to the workshop corner, but because the weather outside is atrocious right now, you can hold on to it. The BYD is charging, the M2's there, both drip drying from this morning's flood.
MSRT's outside.
Yeah, cars everywhere.
We've very quickly run out of space.
Right, let me pull down the auto stacker. Always remember to unlock the car up top, otherwise you have an alarm going off. But we'll get this down, then we'll have a very nice noisy SLS Black Series cold start.
What do you think sounds better, this or the GT Black Series?
The SLS.
I'll say, is that a silly question?
Is that a real question?
Not really.
The SLS sounds phenomenal, but the GT Black Series for a modern car and a modern engine still sounds amazing.
Yeah, after you had a lot of work done to make it sound like that though.
Yeah. Oh, we also need to sort out the stain PPF on the back of this.
Yes, but
I'll show that.
Topaz job?
I think that's going to be a Topaz job, but once we've pulled it forwards, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, don't lock. I will show what I mean by this. Okay, that is down, unplugged at the back. Have you gone around to the right-hand side?
Yeah, well, I'm not driving, you have the key. I'm going to come around here and just have a microphone present for the exhaust, you know? I'm going to deafen myself.
Could be on camera, it's giggling away.
Well, because I went to the wrong side.
No, because of the general silliness. Right, cold start. Rest in peace, mic users or earphones users. What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, and obviously, Tim has to drive out with the doors up. I think you need to use the accelerator, Tim. Here it goes.
Slow and steady does it. Where are we going? In the middle. Oh, this car is so cool! Gonna give us a little bit more space on the front.
I don't know where he's going.
I know it's cold.
Yeah. That's all.
I'm a child. So, right before the GT Black Series had gone over to Steve at Avant-Garde, who obviously showed us around it, this had been there as well. And we'd done a lot of miles with it. We took it to Mille Miglia in Italy. Needed tons of new things here and there, basically. Full oil change service, just a couple of parts. Again, it's an 11-year-old car now.
Yep.
But there was one thing it needed, which I was like, well, I'm just going to get that and sort it out myself. Which, if you come around the car, is... Which corner is it?
I think it's this one.
It's this one.
But I think it's had a temporary repair.
This has been broken. The star in the middle, I mean, I might as well completely break it now. But basically, that means I got some new caps. And there is a little thing that might mean we can just pop it out. Might do. We might not need to jack it. I didn't realise there was a little hole.
Let me get a tool.
A tool to pull that out. In fact, let's both
tool.
go over here because I need to go and get the part that we're actually.
Okay, we don't need to run.
I'm excited.
Is there time pressure?
Yes. There's always time pressure.
It's like a pit stop almost.
Obviously bought a new pack of centre caps. So if it looks identical, then we only need to change one. If the others have aged a little bit, then we might need to change them all. But loosely speaking, if we can just pop each of these out, then we've got some spares for the future. They're all a little bit, like look at this, coming close to this. I didn't realise, but even this is kind of warped and just gone a little bit down at the bottom, especially here.
They're old, right? They've probably never been replaced.
No, they're 11 years old, so...
Should we start at the back?
If we need to stick new ones on, we'll stick new ones on.
I don't know if this does work.
Can you get it?
Well, like, yeah, it goes in, but I don't know which way.
What's the best way to pull it out?
It doesn't really go in.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think that means...
Wheels off. Yeah. Is that just like a guiding pin for the star, maybe? Yeah, it's not a hole, is it? Isn't it just like an indent? Okay, trolley jack out, car up, one side, then the other side, wheels off, wheels back on. This is a lot of work for a very small thing, but that's part of life. We need to make the cars look pretty. And if a small thing like this gets damaged, we've got to fix it. We also still have the, what's it called? The verification, scrutineering sticker from Mille Miglia when it was down in Italy. I'm gonna leave that on because it's kind of cool. The car is kind of cool.
It's very cool. I'm just trying to be quiet over here while you're talking.
That's all right.
Finding tools.
Mic'd up life. From the storage, we have all our trolley jacks and things. Obviously these just tuck away in here, but a couple of these because you need super low profile jobs to get in there.
Do you want to do some bolt cracking? And I'll find the jacking point.
Go on then. We've got our torque specs to undo it in the...
To undo it?
Sorry, so when we redo it.
We do have it in our document, yeah. Which I assume is probably going to be exactly the same as the GT Black Series, which we know from Steve is 180.
Lefty loosey. Nice. I'm being a professional.
I'm going to go and get something because I'm not trying to get really dirty today, so I'll be back.
And I'm the one who's about to be taking out a Ferrari for a drive. So definitely don't want to be really dirty. The car is quite clean. Crack that.
To clarify, before anyone asks any questions, this is Tim's. Not mine, this is Tim's. Tim likes his flowers.
I do have a few weird blankets around that came as shipping materials once upon a time.
A few.
But we've held on to them because they've become useful in situations like this.
This is kind of horribly close to the splitter. It does fit, obviously it was fully down, but it's just a bit like... Just got to be careful, you know?
Carefully does it. Don't want to damage the carbon side skirt. I can confirm, on the back of these, they do not have a hole. We have not missed the trick. You do have to take the wheel off, pop it from the back.
We haven't got like a suction cup or anything.
It's okay.
I think these are actually quite strong as well, so I think if you do get them wrong, they can either break or...
Probably what happened to that one. Probably. I mean, I have no idea when that broke, because it's been stuck back on.
Don't look at me. Oh, it got stuck back on. Hart's Car Spy did it as a temporary fix, knowing that you were ordering these, so that was nice, but yeah. It happens.
Wait. How do I get the bolt to come out? Be gone, old one.
That's one way to do it.
Do you know what? We're totally going to point the star towards towards the AMG logo.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was done before, but it's definitely how I'm doing it now.
Break it. Good job.
Yeah, simples?
Yeah. Although we probably do want to take the bolts out.
Yes. Okay.
There's an easy way to do that.
Yeah, just tip them. Done. You do the ooga dooga. We're professionals. Maybe.
We are professionals. Most of the time. Obviously, these are massive.
Massive and very heavy.
Yep. Uh-oh.
And very stuck. Ow. You just whacked my thumb.
Where was your thumb?
Yeah.
What, I hit that there?
Yes.
My bad. You need some gloves, first of all, and you also need to get your thumbs out of the way.
It's coming.
Okay, rough. Is your thumb all right?
Yes, my thumb will be fine.
You're going to have a red thumb later on.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to do the same technique because it worked really well. Doof.
Smooth.
I don't need the old ones.
Oh.
What was that?
As you can tell, we're very serious about
So serious. God.
Good job.
Well, I want to make sure it's pointing in the correct direction. Maybe if I start there. So serious about everything. It's behind the scenes. If you hadn't noticed, this is our second channel, so make sure you are subscribed for more of these fun and games.
How many ooga-doogas do you do to tighten the wheel?
Well, apparently it's either 2 or 3.
This isn't tightening the wheel.
No, because we've got to torque it.
But just something. That look onto you?
Kind of.
It's going nowhere. That's it, now we're done.
Gently down. No, I'm going to let you.
You don't want to do it? You'd rather me take responsibility?
The funny thing is, and people might be surprised by this, when I was a bit younger and I had my 1 Series, I took great pride in tinkering with it. Wheel swaps at home. I installed a Bluetooth kit, which these days sounds pretty normal, but back then cars didn't have Bluetooth.
Yeah, for sure. Is that showing your age?
Yeah, that is showing my age. Just enjoyed playing with that kind of stuff. Anyway, before we lift it, we need to crack that side.
Correct. You're going to want that.
I'll get back on duty.
Good luck getting this off. I think we need to film this.
Yeah?
Yep.
Is it that hard?
No, it can just be a bit of a challenge sometimes, so I'm just going to watch and enjoy. And it might come off first time easily and I'll be like, okay, never mind.
No.
Yeah.
Is there a trick?
There is a trick, yeah.
Do you have to pull
it involves
something?
going back over there.
Oh, do you have to push something in from the side?
Yeah, I don't have
Oh, I see.
You are up.
I'm up. This is my job.
You do that, I'm going to get the jack back under.
Okay. Right. Got this. I got this. Oh. 1.
Right, you want this.
This is my job. Poof. The star came straight off.
It's like
Well, we didn't know the front one was broken, but we do now.
it's a shooting star.
Oh dear. I just leave it there.
Where's your next one?
Here. Someone could have had that. I can see the comments.
Had what?
Well, the thing we
Star.
just broke.
Oh, maybe, yeah. We'll put it on the eBay shop. With all of your Shmuseum goodies.
Okay. Are we good there? No, I'm not quite happy. Make sure it's lined up straight. This is harder than it should be.
Do you know what I would try?
What would you try?
I said nothing.
All right.
Do you know what? You've done a very good job at lining it up.
Nice.
Dead straight.
Someone's going to run over a random star at some point.
That's fine. Don't laugh at me.
The nice 5-star pattern.
Of course.
Cool. Okay.
To the rear.
To the back, to the back. I'm not going to pretend these were cheap, but they weren't as much as I thought they could have been. I actually don't remember how much they were. I just remember not feeling like I had been ripped off.
What was the other thing that we bought recently for? Was it the 1M stickers for the wheels?
That
They were pretty extortionate for like 4 small stickers.
Yeah, it's like 40, 50 quid for some little stickers. I think this was not much more for 4 centre caps. Nice one.
That was smooth.
So, the last one can go bye-bye. Yeah, okay, you can just do it that way. You stole my thunder, Brad!
Can you keep this one? With broken star?
No. I mean, we'll put it with this pile. So, the last new one. On it's gonna go. Let's point it. Pointing star. What did we...
Just push all the way around. There we go. Done. That was easy.
Like, just do it at the same time.
Yeah, two-person job there.
Two people made that super simple. By this point in time, we've made something like 20 minutes of video.
Yes, and we've not managed to take some wheels
The point of today was to talk about the Roma. We kind of sidetracked. But they're both GT cars. You're checking in the spreadsheet for the torque.
It is 180.
180?
Yeah, same as that, which makes sense.
Yes.
Oh, didn't we figure out actually that we think the hubs are similar or shared or something?
It's the same parts. A lot of people don't realize this, and I apologize to people at Mercedes because it's not quite, or AMG because it's not quite this simple, but in many ways the GT Black Series is kind of a facelift of the SLS. It's obviously a very heavy facelift because it's a completely different body, it's a completely different engine, completely different lots, but there are a lot of things that carried over, the electronics, the hubs, like parts that went from one to the next, which makes sense because it's the next generation of the car. But yeah, first task of the day hasn't been too painful. Limbering up. I got this.
It's like a pit stop. Let's beat McLaren. What was their fastest? Like 1.9
1.8 seconds.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Whew, right, 1.8 seconds, let's go.
And done.
Well, Brad clicks the last one into place. I can't remember if I actually showed this, but the mark on the PPF here, it was parked outside and a bird did its business. But this is the beauty of PPF, because if that had been straight on the paint, that would be some permanent damage. Whereas here, we can take off the film at Topaz on the whole of the bumper, save it, because we've tried to take that out and it's not coming out, and then put some new PPF on, and away we go. And on the topic of away we go, away we go.
Away we go.
Done. Well, nearly done. That needs to go back on there, and then... Oh. You don't think that this should be tiring, but it is surprisingly tiring.
It's way too tiring for what it is. Either that shows that we're really unfit and don't do it very often, which is probably correct.
It is definitely correct.
But
for me.
It's okay, we've done it.
We've done it. Mission success. New caps on. This. No, this is another model car. A few of you guys have asked for an update on the 1 to 18 model cars. And one car I had never got for whatever reason was an SF90. Obviously not in the right colour. You can order the Ferraris in the right spec, but you will pay £500 or £600 for the privilege each. Or you can buy, in this case, a Burgo model, which is like £50 to £100, and then get it painted for, find somebody who can do it for not too much money, and save yourself some money. Anyway, that is a non-Assetto Fiorano SF90 Stradale to match with mine, which I will unpack and go put out in my cabinet at some point, and then down the line we'll have a full update and the full story of all the model cars. It's been a while, so I need to catch up on some of the ones that are missing. It's also got the wrong wheels. In the bin. It's got the wrong wheels. I had to double check. They're not the wrong wheels, they're the right wheels. They're just black, not silver. On my car they are silver, on this car they are black. However, on the topic of Ferraris, we wanted to talk about the Roma today. We took far too long over the SLS. Let's go talk about the Roma. The Roma. So, before the end of last year, gosh, was it already as long ago as October? It actually was. Was it October or was it November?
I think it was October, like late October.
We took this to Imola for Finale Mondiale, which was its first road trip. It has something like 2,500 miles on it now. But I know since day one, the Roma has been the car that everyone's been like, oh, they made you buy it. Oh, why would you get that? You wouldn't use that. So today I want to actually give you a bit of an overview, our experiences with it, because we did a lot of miles. You drove it as well.
Yes, I did, which is really nice to drive.
I want to talk about the things that we like, the things that we don't necessarily like, because it's easy to say, you know, like with Porsche or something, like a Cayman originally in the early days, Boxer and Cayman in the early days, oh, it's the entry car, so it's not a real Ferrari. It is a real Ferrari. But first, I need to go and unplug the charger and pull this forwards, because I think it would be better to have a little talk about it out in the garage rather than squeezed at the back. And thankfully, the Ferrari and CTEK collaboration for this is super easy with the magnetic connector. Done, you just pull that out. They are CTEK chargers, the same as the other ones, just rebranded. So let me come back this way. As you can tell, when you have a front mid-engined car like the Black Series and like the Roma, it's a little bit cozy under here. But I often kind of compare this, that if you had a two-post, there would be a post here and you wouldn't get the door open at all. If you had a four-post, it wouldn't look so nice at the front. You know, as you turn towards the lineup of cars, I love that clean look, downstairs and upstairs, and if the lifts are down, you don't have posts just pointing up in the air. So I'm a big fan of these Benpack Auto Stackers. But let me step in here, because I've not driven it since my dad brought it back.
Cold start time.
Yeah. It sounds good. Ooh, nice little pop. Nice. Let's get it forwards. Give me 1 second. You know what's sad about this?
That you didn't leave it running for longer because it sounds so nice?
No, what I was going to say is sad about this is that we've got cam reception going on here, is that it's fairly clean. It's not spotlessly clean, so I don't mind taking it out in the pouring rain right now, like the window's dirty and smeary, but it's at least clean enough that it would have been better to do this on a good weather day, but it's England and it's winter, so that doesn't happen.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you putting the roof down?
No.
Have you seen outside recently?
Is it sunny?
Yeah, really sunny. It's perfect woof.
Woof.
It's
Down weather.
perfect roof down weather, so I think you should get it down now and just drive out.
Roof down is an interesting topic of conversation. Come round here with me, because when we talk about roof down, in the boot of the car, you have this upper shelf. And this is one of the things that I find a little bit strange. So when it's down like that, you can pull the roof down because it fills up this space above. And when it's up, obviously you get a tiny bit more luggage space. But what's quite funny about this is if you use a standard sized trolley case, like the kind you take on a plane, 55 centimeters by 35 centimeters by low 20 centimeters, and you put two of them in here, which fit side by side, you can't fit anything else in it, whether that's up or down. It makes no difference because the extra space is like this much on top. Maybe it's a jacket or something like that. Obviously, it makes it easier to load the boot. But it'd be better for me if this was like cut off and it just stayed down all the time. I find that a weird quirk of it.
I mean, I can fill any additional space with shoes. Don't worry about that.
The thing is that there is a decent amount of space, right? Because I haven't got my head around that either. The keyless in here doesn't work as it does in the other Ferraris. The back seats have a decent amount of space. Like you can throw lots of stuff back there. It's not really for people. It's a bit.
I think we should do a road trip with 4 people.
Yeah.
Or at least.
I don't even think we should do a short drive with 4 people, given how cozy it is.
Do you remember when we were in the back of Zach's Portofino?
Yes, but that was, I don't know why, there's a little bit more space in the Portofino. I think the Portofino was always like a 2+2, whereas this is a 2+ because you can't really fit +2 back there. You can fit plus half a person. In terms of driving, dynamically, it's brilliant. It's a lot of fun, sounds amazing, steering is great. Something that Ferrari do very well is the ride quality. The suspension is exceptionally smooth, which for British roads, we'll go out in a second, makes sense. Something that's slightly out of whack is the door. I don't know why, the driver's door doesn't always close properly. Only the driver's door, so it must be a hinge or alignment thing, so we can probably get that sorted at the dealer when it goes for servicing and that kind of stuff. Something that I would say was, it definitely self-locks. Something I would say that was a lucky accident in terms of the spec that I didn't really think about before, but after taking delivery of the car realized was the right call, is that obviously on a Ferrari you can order lots of lovely glossy carbon fiber. And on all of the others, I have spec'd them to the top with carbon, whereas on this, I only did a few bits inside. Now, that would mean you have the skirts and you have the front end. And the reason I say that this is a good thing that I didn't is because of something that was talked about a lot when the Roma was introduced, the ADAS sensors, this thing. If you have gloss here, gloss paint, gloss carbon, and then this satin black box, it looks particularly ugly. I don't think it looks very nice there anyway, but obviously there's nowhere in the middle to put it. But by having all of these parts in the satin black plastic finish, it kind of blends in, at least it's a little bit lost visually and hidden away.
Yeah, it kind of disappears.
So I think we got that right with the spec. The design of the Roma, I've always thought is very pretty. It's these smooth 60s La Dolce Vita curves and lovely lines. And a line that you only really notice when you're driving is the one through the middle of the bonnet. This bulge or central raised section, when you're sitting in the car, gives you this amazing view forwards. It feels like a 60s car. It just feels like something retro, a little bit older and very, very, very cool. So I'm a big fan of the like visual side of it. When it comes to technology, one thing that slightly bugs me with the car is that it has Apple CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, locked again, obviously. I need to figure that one out. That's actually kind of annoying. But I haven't been able to get Android Auto working in here.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you're Apple, I'm Android. Even on the cable, I just haven't been able to get it working. So screen mount and Waze has been the solution for the time being. Another thing that's really peculiar, and it helps that you're here, is the footwell. The footrest at the left side down here, for me, isn't far enough away. I need my left foot like straighter. And I don't know if it's only in right-hand drive cars. I want to sit in a left-hand drive car and see what that's like. But for me, my left leg, after a longer journey, actually cramps up quite a bit. And it's something I would never really have expected, because if you just sit in a car or go for a short drive, that's not an issue. But when your right leg is straighter out on the throttle, you know, you're driving like that, this being so upright actually gets a little bit uncomfortable. And okay, the seat can go a tiny bit further back, but then I can't reach the steering wheel comfortably, and I have the steering wheel fully out. The steering wheel for my position is fully extended. So I run into all sorts of uncomfortable positions, which is peculiar. The thing I think we did really well, props to the Chief Vehicle Specification Officer here, the CVSO, because the spec of this turned out beautifully. And I don't really care what anybody else says, because when you see this in person, and I know that this Carta da Zucchero interior doesn't come across on the camera in the right shade that we see it. It's a very odd thing. The color of this leather does not look the same on the video as you see it with your eyes, but the combination of that with the grigio scuro, the light gray inserts and surrounds and things, is really, really swish. And then combine that with this blue and blue exterior. There's a lot of blue, but it's really, really, really very nice.
Do you want to show what we did with the roof? Because there was this one option that we ticked and a lot of people didn't.
Well, it's the rear deck thing, isn't it? I mean, we can open it. I can't remember.
And then we might go for a drive with the roof down.
Probably not. Do you have to have... Oh, no, that's the wind deflector. But we can talk about the wind deflector. Can't do the roof because
the thing is let down?
Yeah. Obviously, to do the roof, you have to have that down. I learnt that back with old Mercedes convertibles. My mum had a CLK convertible back in the day. So, will it now go? Yes, it will now go. I like how smooth and quiet it is. And like many modern soft tops, when you're driving along with the roof up, it's so calm and quiet. Like the level of insulation and acoustic sound work is really, really good. And it feels very cool. Although, it is going to bring me to another topic, or two topics of conversation. Am I about to put all the windows up and then put them all down again? It's the easy way to get them all down. That, and then you never want to leave these rear quarter windows up. If you do that, they always look weird. So you need to put those down as well. Right, let me switch it off so we don't have any battery issues. Two things. One, this is really high, this whole rear deck. So I guess touching on what you said, we opted this in matching to the roof, which you actually have to remember to check a box. It's free option, but you have to remember to do it. So we have that in the navy blue. What I was going to say, though, about the height of the back is that it's really bad for visibility. Roof up or roof down, you don't see much backwards. The other thing that I find very weird is this deflector, which manually you have to press down. So from inside, it's really awkward if you want it down. It makes a huge difference to the window, like huge. When that is in the up position as it is now, your luggage is safely stowed underneath it. And inside the cabin, it's really calm, which is very, very, very nice.
It's better than the 812 GTS.
Way better than the 812 GTS. Way better than a lot of convertible Ferraris, to be honest. So you do want to have that lifted whenever you're driving roof down. You just need to remember to do it before you put your luggage on the back seat, because if you filled this up, you can't open this anymore.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Small details, small details.
I really like how it has this like 2 cabin setup.
Yep, interior is very nice. All around it's very nice. It's a lovely car. It's a lovely car. And in the front,
It's got a lovely V8.
yes, and to be completely honest, the direction everything's going recently, if you can enjoy driving a car with one of those, 3.9 litre twin turbo V8, 620 horsepower, you're a bit of a fool if you say no to it. So I feel very lucky to own and use the car and drive it, but a couple more things I want to talk about will make more sense when we're out on the road. So let me close that back down.
Roof down.
I haven't seen if it's still raining. It was pouring with rain this morning.
But Brad said it's dry and sunny now.
If it's still pouring with rain, we're gonna be careful with this and put the roof back up very quickly. Right, let's go.
It's very nice weather outside. I'm sure Tim is very excited for what is probably raining. Although it might have stopped actually. Well, I think actually he's going to be okay.
You well and truly conned us here.
It's not raining that badly.
I would help if I did the roof the right way. I pressed the button the wrong way.
Yeah, leave it down.
Wait.
Oh.
No, I did do it the right way. Now I've done it the wrong way. I'm not going out till it's up. There we go. Alright. See you later.
Enjoy your drive with the roof up. How boring.
My first thing that I have to say getting back into this car is it's so nice. I've been driving the BYD and the M2 and some of the other cars recently, and this thing is just lovely.
I mean, it's a Ferrari.
Lovely. And you appreciate it in so many ways. It's kind of a drive right now, even though, as we said, the weather is, not great. It's England. We have to always talk about it. But like with all of the cars, it has reached its stage of needing another drive. So that's why I'm ticking some boxes with that. And I think we'll swing past HROwen Ferrari in Hatfield, the big Ferrari dealer, because they might have a Dodici Cylindri in. If they do, we'll have a nose around it. But you get back in here and it's just lovely. It's just so nice. Everything about it.
Yeah, the seat heating especially.
Yeah, I've got mine on as well. Just in comfort, cruising, 2,500 miles. You know, I think it's important with all of these cars to enjoy them, to drive them, to get them out there. But I'm not going to lie, I always have a little niggling in the back of the mind of the one day I know I will sell this car. So I want to look after it. I want to make sure it's properly maintained. Everything's done as it should be. We don't do anything silly with it. But Romas are the daily Ferrari, really. It's the easy one to drive. And interestingly, on some of the country lanes, it doesn't feel any bigger than the M2. I need to go and look at the dimensions and actually see if it is bigger. I mean, it must be bigger, but it doesn't feel on the road any bigger.
You just missed the exit, I think, because you wanted to drive this car a little bit more.
I mean, there are two ways of looking at it. One is that I missed the exit. The other is that the Galleria and the Hatfield Tunnel, the famous tunnel, is right in front of us, which is always a good excuse for turning it up into sport mode, bumpy road.
I really like how in the Ferrari app you can see for a past journey which gears you've driven in and what settings.
Yes.
Windows down?
I'm just conscious it's a bit wet and cold. Like, what is it, 3 degrees Celsius? We're on PS4Ss, but even in the tunnel, I don't want to be the guy spinning out in a Ferrari. The general conclusion I have with this car is I don't know how long it's going to stick around. The only negative reason, or the reason not to have it for a longer period, in my mind, is the arrival of Dodici Cylindri. Because I know we've ordered it's a coupe, whereas this is a Spider, but loosely speaking, it's the same kind of thing. Two-seat, realistic two-seat.
Yeah. And you still have the 296, you know.
Yes.
You can put the roof down in that one.
Oh, it's so difficult because, like I say, if I had to sell one, this is so new, and this has more of a use case.
Yeah.
I almost think it might have to be the 296.
No.
It's coming up to 2 years old. We've not done so much with it. We go past Porsche here. But the reality is, one thing which I will state, and it's kind of obvious really. Obviously, if I would be interested in the 296 VS, the Versione Speciale, the Speciale of it when it comes, I would probably still need to have my 296. If I sold my 296 now, it's not, from a portfolio point of view, how can I be a priority for that car if I...
Yeah, I figured, ooh,
Yeah, so...
very colourful outside of McLaren.
Yeah, I mean, and a mirror and an Aston and a bunch of other stuff. Maybe Ferrari would be less anti me, given I've got so many of these things, and they all come with immense depreciation, but that's a different topic as well. This will have lost a bit, but it's not too crazy. Anyway, we're not here for any reason other...
Let's see if they have the Dodici here.
I can see it in the showroom. I've seen it already in...
Oh yeah, there it is.
Giallo Monte Carlo. Well, we'll just come in and say hello. We've not announced in any way that we're coming here. And that's a nice Puro Sangue. That green with the painted shields. I'm going to have a little nosy at that, actually.
Is that Zeltweg?
I think it's lighter than Zeltweg. Is it Silverstone? It might be Verde Silverstone.
Okay.
Anyway, let's park here. Then we'll go have a little nosy, go say hello to some folks. Go ask if they don't mind the camera poking at the Dodici cylindry. Always ask. Never just run in with a camera rolling with these things. Anyway. So easy, so smooth. Coming through, that's a very nice 296 GTS.
Yes. And you know what that looks like?
I know exactly what that looks like.
When you spec'd your Daytona SB3 at Ferrari.
my dream Daytona SP3.
Your dream date.
Viola Hong Kong with Giallo Modena stripes. And Viola Hong Kong is a really interesting color because obviously I love it. I love purple cars.
But it color shifts so much in the sense of it looks either really super dark or it has that really bright purple.
The thing with it though is it's become quite a, I'm going to say, famous color. It's become very well known, so there are quite a few cars that are ordered in it, which makes it less unique for such an out there shade. Not entirely sure what the future market will be like in that spec as well. This is an extraordinary deal. This is about 200k for a TDF Blue 812 Superfast.
I mean, that's really right up your street.
If I didn't have a Dodici cylindry around the corner, I would be very tempted by that. Like, very tempted. But, talking of it...
Would need silver wheels though.
This is the demo, Giallo Monte Carlo. It's funny because some people have thought ours is going to be very similar to this, but it's a much lighter gold. Yeah. It's a different color. Obviously, this is the launch, the press car color. This is the dealer demo. So I guess they're pre-configured rather than the dealers speccing them up themselves. And inside, I think it's open, yes. Inside, you can see it's got that slightly controversial
green interior.
The green interior with the yellow stitch and details.
I mean, just demonstrating what they can do, right?
But I cannot wait for this. I know some people love it, some people hate it, but to me, 6.5 litre V12, rear-driven Ferrari Super GT.
In 2025.
It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be absolutely epic. Another GTS in blue Pozzi, TDF on the SF90. That's Verde Zeltweg, which is another colour we actually considered for the XX. Very dark green. In many lights, though, it looks basically black. And that's Giallo Triplo Strato, another colour we've considered.
One of your favourites.
The Pista, which has the black PPF stripes. It's always interesting to see, these are done by Topaz. So it's black PPF, because you couldn't order a Pista with a black roof. And with the stripes, those had to be done retrospectively if you want them.
But
and
it looks really good though.
I mean, it's basically paint. I mean, it looks like paint. You can't tell the difference. Stunning result. Pistas are kind of interesting. And obviously very, very cool cars. Kind of wild to drive. As always, some really nice cars lined up here. We have confirmed that the colour of this Puro Sangue is Verde Scuro.
Oh, look at that A12 over there.
Oh, is that green jewel? That's the darker gold wheels. Those are the standard Oro wheels, not the Oro Chiaro wheels that we have on the XX.
Yes, but I think with the green that works really well.
Is it going to come this way or is it heading out?
It's heading out. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and painted shields.
It's very windy. I apologise if the wind noise is kind of loud on this, but that is gorgeous. Sounds lovely as well. Really nice. But I wanted to come and talk about this for a moment because this is a colour that I have well and truly on my shortlist for the future. Painted shields work nicely on the Puro. What is it? Is it Cioccolato? Yeah, Cioccolato, mixture of Alcantara and leather inside.
It's a really smart spec.
Dual tone wheels, dark black exhausts.
I think that's something that works on like any GT car.
This specification?
Yeah.
It's definitely one we're going to do at some point.
I mean, sure, you can do that on like a 296 as well, but I feel like this is so sophisticated.
Do you think the green over brown thing has kind of become quite, I'm not going to say overdone, but quite common?
It's certainly been very popular recently.
It is really windy out here. but back to the car. That means back to pressing the button. Oh, big gust of wind, big gust of wind. Get back in here. Oh, there we go, better. Got the engine and the heated seats on.
Yeah, seated heats.
Seated heats. I think the only thing I'm going to do on the way back is fill up the tank of fuel. I really like that Puro Sangue, by the way.
The green one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks smart.
It's very nice. Obviously, also in front of us are Lotus and Lambo and Bugatti and Bentley and Maserati, and that's come from Italy. Wouldn't it be funny if that's come from Ferrari and it has a light gold Dodici Cilindri at the back?
That would be absolutely fantastic.
Could you imagine? I mean, it's probably delivering some customer Ferraris, right?
I mean,
I would imagine so.
But yours hasn't been spotted going for a test drive outside the factory.
And some of our friends over there, like Varix and Derek, would probably see it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this one. Nice.
That's such an out there colour. Yeah, we didn't see that, did we?
The scooter just went for crossing the road.
Yeah.
Which was, oh well. I think he was too busy looking at this car. Resist the temptation to put the foot down too much. Can a little bit. Just like, it's 4 degrees. Even on PS4S's, still a little bit anxious of that.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's definitely not worth it.
But like we were talking about the Roma being the entry level, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the shifts in this car are so quick, and they even give you a little like kick in the back.
Well, it's still a supercar gearbox,
Yeah.
right? It's still a supercar powertrain in a GT body, so it's still more a sporty dynamic drive than most of its competitors. You know, the DB12, for example. Tunnel. Problem is, there's so much rainwater on the road that all you hear is the noise of the tyres. Oh well. There's one other thing. You might remember this hit us a lot on the road trip. So people have different uses of cup holders, right? Some people will get a Starbucks, a coffee, something like that. I often will buy a bottled drink, whether it's a Coke, whether it's a water, whatever it is. The problem with this car is the design of this cup holder. You can't get that out unless you press in, which obviously while you're driving is kind of hard to do, case in point. There we go, under the bridge, we got it.
That was tedious.
It's insanely tedious. I don't understand why this has been designed this way, because every bottle has that same problem basically, apart from water bottles that are like flat-sided, but most shaped bottles. It's a small little thing, but it's actually surprisingly annoying when you're driving. Anyway, back to the barn.
Luke is back. What happened?
Well, she was playing with it, and we were going to start filming, and then she was about to drop it, like grabbed it, like done, and then was about to put it back in here, and I was like, that's not stopping. Whatever.
Should we play?
No.
We're too busy for that.
Are you going to park this?
Yes.
You park the Roma. It's not as dirty as I thought it would. I mean, it's about to get cleaned. Hart's Car Spa are coming over.
This bit. Oh, it's a bit dirty.
It's a bit dirty.
It's not as bad for.
It's a car. No, it doesn't do it.
I know.
And if you go into the settings, it says that keyless is on.
Do we need to ask questions?
Keyless.
Is that something that's like not working?
I don't know if I need to ask the questions.
Quick 360.
Oh, well, I was like, where's the camera? The wrong side. I have no idea. This can go back over there. Then I've got something else to show you. I want to show you inside the box something cool.
You're showing me something cool? Or everyone?
Everyone.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant me.
No, you've seen everything. You're good. Nice. Right. And I need to know the mileage as well, because records.
1 second.
2660. Got it. Cool.
Where'd you get that from?
Let's get this back into position.
And right. And straight. Just listen to Tim. And it's about there for this.
Pretty perfect.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Perfect.
Okay, wait.
Windows up. Don't forget the window.
Yeah, I need to stop the beeping. Smooth.
Nice. Thank you. He's about as good as Spurs.
Hey.
Brad, are you giving us your best Tottenham demonstration? Yes. Eventually it goes in.
Yes.
Okay. What I wanted to come and show you is what's in this box, because this is kind of cool. The box itself is completely independent, but this is the rally we went to, the 4GT, which, as of the time of filming, about an hour ago, I got notification that it's been loaded in the container.
Ooh, okay, that's cool.
And it's sailing, so I've got the
coming
consignment
home.
and tracking information. So that is on the way
Have I
home.
seen this? I've not seen this.
No, you've not seen these. A very nice gentleman called Scott in the US has these old books, the Super Fords and the GT40, Vehicle Engineering and Technical History, and he kindly offered me these to have at the Shmuseum, which is kind of cool. I mean, you can spend ages and ages nerding out about all this stuff.
Like complex.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the car, which doesn't help.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Should you tell everyone your plans for?
No, we'll leave that one, but that's kind of cool.
One day. That's cool. They need to not go in there though. They need to go
Oh yeah, true. Don't put them back in the box.
bookshelf or
Yes.
coffee table.
The ever-expanding shelf of especially Ford-themed books. In fact, we've got a whole Ford-themed section going on down here because we've got 4GT, 2005 4GT owner's manuals, all sorts of interesting things.